Hey, welcome replay viewers. Hi there, how are you? Welcome. I'm going to show you guys how to make soap today. I thought what I would start with is just show you what you need to make soap. Welcome, how are you? Where are you guys joining me from? I'd love to know where you're from. And then we'll get started. Hi there, how are you? My name is Marla Bosworth. I own Back Porch Soap Company in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Hey, California. Nice to see you guys here. I'm going to give you a tutorial today on how to make soap. And hi there, welcome. Hopefully make it fun. And I'm just going to start out and show you what you need for soap making supplies, just to start. So a nice quality scale is very helpful. This one you can get at wholesalesupplyesplus.com, or you can just go onto Amazon and find a scale like this. Hey, thanks for following me. I'd love it also if you guys clicked on the bottom where the little guy is that says our followers and shared on Twitter if you think you have people, followers that might be interested as well. I'd appreciate that, but thank you for following me. So anyway, a scale that goes up to at least 15, 20 pounds is what I suggest. I like this one because it has all these different modes. See this little mode button right here? And I don't know if you can see it or not, but we're changing from ounces to pounds to grams. So that's really handy. This one goes up to 15 pounds. So you want something really dependable like this so you can weigh your ingredients out, because it's really important to know, how much water you're using, lye, and different oils. So scale, we'll start with, and then probably the ingredients that everyone is freaked out about when making soap is, this is my cat. Okay, we're talking about soap. She always comes in on my scopes. Is sodium hydroxide, and you can't make soap without sodium hydroxide. Okay, so potassium hydroxide is used for liquid soap making, but sodium hydroxide, stop it. Sodium hydroxide is used for bar soaps, and you can find it online. Just make sure that you're using it in granular form. And I know, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. She's like, everybody's talking to me. No, I'm not talking to you. Stop. It's embarrassing. So anyway, sodium hydroxide. When you use it, you need to wear a mask and goggles and gloves. Definitely the goggles. You can't get away without it. And I know it sounds weird that, you have to use something like sodium hydroxide to make a natural product, but you do. So sodium hydroxide, be very careful around children and pets. When it's time for me to make soap, I'll put my little kitty, that's her name, little kitty, away in the bedroom. So there's no chance of her knocking over the lye or anything. Same with children. I'm not telling you to lock them in a bedroom, but just do it maybe when you have a babysitter or something. Thank you so much for sharing the stream, you guys. Okay, so sodium hydroxide. You'll also need water. Some people can use tap water, but again, it depends on the quality of your tap water. And, if it's full of minerals, you probably, or even the chlorine or, a little bit of bleach or fluoride, something like that, you'll want to use distilled water instead. And you might just want to use distilled water anyway, just to make sure that you're using a water that isn't full of minerals, because the sodium hydroxide can react with the minerals in the water. Okay, so we talked about sodium hydroxide, we talked about the water that you need, and then also you need a good scale. And then you also need a stainless steel pot like this. You don't want to use aluminum because it will corrode with the lye, so make sure it is stainless steel. And then just something simple to weigh out your lye in. I picked up these at the dollar store. And then kind of a heavy-duty pitcher to mix your lye water with. And this is just a Rubbermaid container. I wouldn't use glass. I'm not a big fan of glass or any sort of like acrylic, because the lye, you just want like a heavy-duty plastic. And then spoons. You can use stainless steel. I don't like wooden spoons because they splinter, and nobody wants splinters in their soap, right? could be a little ouch going on. Then the next thing we need are oils and butters. I like this company, soaperschoice.com, to buy. This is coconut oil, olive oil, and then their shea butter is great. They have all different kinds of shea butter. So that's what I'm going to be using in this recipe. I'll do another scope to explain how to figure out your recipe and how to figure out how much water, how much lye, how much of each kind of oil. Just because it's a lot of information, and I'll just break it down simply that way. You also need a good immersion blender. I think this is a Cuisinart. Yeah, Cuisinart's a decent brand. And after you get done making your soap, once it starts to thicken or saponify, what we call trace is a thickening of it in the pot, then it's time to go ahead and add any sort of herbs to it. You know, it could be dry herbs, could be oatmeal, anything along those lines. And also at that time, you can add your essential oil, lavender, anything like that. And I always weigh out my essential oils in glass containers. These little anchor ones are great that you can pick up at Walmart for small amounts, or you can use a mason jar for when you're making bigger batches. And then you also need some sort of a mold. Silicone is my favorite, Crafter's Choice. You can find this at wholesalesuppliesplus.com online, and these are great molds because once the soap sets up in here, after 24 hours, you can easily peel it away. And thank you for joining me. You can easily peel it away and pop it out. Some other choices for molds would be wooden molds. You need to line them with freezer paper or plastic wrap. You can also use like a Pringles can or something along those lines to pour into. And I think that's it. I think we covered everything that you need, you know, to get started. It's not really a major investment. You can pick a lot of these things up at Goodwill or, you know, already used at yard sales. And do you guys have any questions for me? I'll stop talking for a second. I know, which can be rare. Any questions? I'm just in my kitchen hanging out today. Thank you for the hearts. So the next scope I do, I'll be talking about how to make an awesome soap recipe, and then we'll get started with actually making the soap. Did I mention goggles? I can't remember if I did. You need goggles for sure. And yeah, I think that's it. So share with your followers down here. Let's wait for this thing. If you press that little guy right there, and you can say share, and if you feel so inclined to share with your followers, I'd love it if you followed me. And if you scope, I will follow you back. I tend not to follow people who don't scope because what's the point if you don't have scopes? So anyway, thanks. Have a great day, you guys. And you guys are sure quiet. Any questions about things that you need to get started making soap? No? Has anybody out there made soap before? No one's made soap? Okay. Alrighty, well, I'll be back and I'll talk about how to formulate a recipe, and then we'll make soap hopefully later today. I've got to find my goggles. I don't know where they are. Alright guys, thanks again for joining me. See you later.